Hello, in this video I'm going to share with you the secret to overcoming your problems. I'm going to explain why so many people have trouble in their life they can't seem to get rid of, and I'm also going to explain why things like CBT, counselling and seeing a doctor or a psychologist will not work, and some of those people that watch this video are going to have their jaw on the floor when they realise the mistake they've been making and why their clients are not getting success. So just in case you don't normally watch my videos, my name's Paul and I work online with people all over the world to help them overcome their fear of driving. This secret goes way beyond driving anxiety though. This will help you with many things, whether that's weight loss, stopping smoking, insomnia and a whole range of things. So let's get on with it. What is this secret? Well, it almost pains me to tell you this because this is one of the biggest things that sets me apart from everyone else. But I'm going to reveal this because I think putting it out there will help the world. The best way for me to explain what this is to go through a short roleplay scenario with you. So let's imagine that we've got somebody who has a fear of driving and have gone to see a therapist. The therapist will start off by asking the question, "So why have you come to see me today?" And the client will say something like, "Well, I've got this fear of driving." And the therapist will reply with, "Okay, so what happens when you drive?" And they'll say, "Well, I get nervous and I get this shaking and I just can't stop feeling like I'm going to crash." And then the therapist will ask, "What kind of symptoms do you get?" And the client will say something like, "Well, my hands start sweating and my stomach starts crunching and my neck gets really tense and I get headaches." And the therapist will then ask, "What's causing this?" And the client says, "I don't know." And the therapist then moves on to another question. No. Stop the train. Can you tell what the therapist has just done massively wrong? And this is where everybody goes wrong. This is what the secret is. Let's imagine you've gone to see a driving instructor, a doctor, a therapist, a psychologist, some kind of expert, and you're talking to them and you're answering their questions, and think about what just happened. They asked you a question and you couldn't answer it. So what did they do? They moved on to the next question. No. Do you get it? Have any of you started to realise what this problem is? Let me explain it like this. All problems in your life exist in the subconscious. Call it the unconscious, the subconscious, whatever you want to call it. There are different models, different ways of thinking about it. I'm just going to call it the subconscious. The subconscious is the part of your mind that takes care of things like your breathing, your walking, all the things you do on a day-to-day basis that you don't have to think about. That's where all of your problems exist. Here is the secret to overcoming your problems. You see, what happened is in that example, the therapist asked a few questions and the client answered them. When they answer a question, that information is coming from the conscious mind. So if you ask someone what's the problem, "Well, I've got driving anxiety." "And how does it make you feel?" "Well, my hands sweat." They're answering the question very quickly, very rapidly, because it's conscious. They know what that is. They know the answer. If you ask somebody a question and they don't know the answer, that's the problem. That's the whole point of therapy. When they can't answer the question, that is what the problem is. So think about it. They ask you, "What's the problem?" Blah blah blah. "How do you feel?" Blah blah blah. And then they ask you a question you can't answer. And when the client says, "I don't know," the person thinks, "Oh no, I've asked the wrong question. Never mind, next one." No. Anyone listening to this who is a therapist, a CBT practitioner, a psychologist, I bet you, most of you, will have found a question they couldn't answer and moved on because you thought you'd asked the wrong question. When you can't answer a question, that is when you are getting to the problem, because it means you are having to go from your conscious mind into your subconscious to find the answer. So it's no good just saying, well, let's move on. When you don't know the answer to something, that is how you get to the cause of your problem. Because think about it. If you knew what the answer to that question was, you wouldn't have the problem. It's like saying, my hand's really hurting. Why is it hurting? And you look at your hand and you've got an arrow sticking through it that someone's just fired from a bow. Oh, there's why my hand's hurting, so I'll go and get that fixed. I'll have it taken out or get it stitched up, whatever. When you know what the cause of a problem is, you no longer have the problem. So you see, when you ask somebody a question, this is the big secret. When you're being asked questions or when you're thinking about your problem, the things that you can't answer, that's the key to fixing your problem. Don't move on from the things you don't know. Don't think, oh, well, I can't answer that. Next question. No. The things you can't answer are the very things that are going to lead to the answer. And if you are a therapist or a CBT practitioner or anything like that, listening to this, think about it. When you ask somebody a question, if they can't answer it, what does that tell you? That something's missing. The missing piece, the missing answer. That's why they have the problem. So you don't move on from something you don't know. You focus on what you don't know, and that will lead to the answer. So when you're thinking about how to overcome your problem, the secret to overcoming your problems is you've got to find questions that you can't answer. And I always find it quite funny when I watch people online. I watch these expert CBT practitioners, and I'm picking on CBT a lot because that is the main one I see this problem with. They'll ask a question and the client can't answer, and the therapist gets to be annoyed or frustrated or, well, okay then. Well, think about it, right? It doesn't make any sense. Think about it. What was that person expecting? If the client could answer the question, then they wouldn't have a problem, would they? Because if they knew what the answer was, they wouldn't have a problem. And if they can't answer it, that's what the problem is. But the therapist just moves on to the next question and thinks, oh, well, that didn't work. I've got to ask them something else. No. What are you expecting your clients to say? If they can answer all of your questions, then they wouldn't have a problem. But when you ask them a question they can't answer, then they move on because they couldn't answer it. It's so funny the way so many people get it wrong. So the big secret to overcoming your problems is you have to focus on the things that you can't answer. Now, of course, the big question is, how do you answer a question that you can't answer? Well, many things will fail you here. CBT won't work. Psychology won't work. NLP often won't work. Doctors can't help you. But there is one way that you can answer questions that you can't answer. Check out these other videos on the screen if you want more help overcoming your problems, and you can contact me through my website firstdrive.com if you'd like to work with me one-to-one, online, anywhere in the world. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.